If KonoSuba left you desperately craving more chaotic isekai energy with hilarious characters and absolutely zero brain cells required, you're in the right place. Today we're counting down 6 underrated fantasy gems you probably missed. Starting off with number 6, we have Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Yes, that's the whole title, and honestly, it tells you everything about this show's energy. Our main character was basically too special in her previous life. Genius-level intellect, athletic prodigy, the whole package. But being exceptional made her lonely and miserable. So when she dies and gets the classic isekai reincarnation offer, she asks for one thing. Make me average. Just a normal, unremarkable girl. The god agrees. Except here's the catch, the god calculated average as the midpoint between the weakest creature and the strongest being in existence. So instead of becoming ordinary, she's now ridiculously overpowered. Classic divine miscommunication at its finest. What makes this show work is Mile herself. She's not trying to flex or build a harem. She genuinely just wants to chill with her adventurer friends and pretend she's normal while accidentally obliterating enemies. The comedy comes from her desperately holding back while everyone slowly realizes something's off. The side characters are adorable too. Her adventurer squad has fantastic chemistry, and the humor leans into absurdity without becoming obnoxious. It's not revolutionary, but it's cozy, fun, and perfect for light-hearted isekai comedy without edge. Think KonoSuba's chaotic energy, but softer, cuter, and surprisingly wholesome throughout. Sliding to number 5, Outbreak Company takes the isekai formula and twists it into something gloriously self-aware. Shinichi is your typical shut-in otaku, anime, manga, games, light novels. This guy has consumed it all. Then the Japanese government shows up and basically says, "Hey, we found a portal to a fantasy world. Want a job spreading otaku culture to elves and dwarves?" Yes, the actual premise is cultural colonization through anime merchandise. And somehow it works. This show is sneakily smart. On the surface, it's comedy about introducing fantasy races to moe characters and maid cafes. But underneath, it tackles themes like cultural imperialism, discrimination, and class inequality. The Eldont Empire has serious racism problems between humans, elves, and dwarves, and Shinichi's mission inadvertently challenges those structures. But don't worry, it never gets preachy. The comedy stays sharp, the waifus are present, and there's a half-elf maid who becomes the unofficial mascot. Petralka, the Empress, is basically a tsundere in training, and watching her become obsessed with BL manga is absolute comedy gold. Outbreak Company knows exactly what it is. It's a love letter to otaku culture wrapped in satire, served with fantasy seasoning. If you've ever wondered what happens when Japan exports weeb culture to another dimension, this anime answered beautifully. It's clever without trying too hard, and surprisingly thought-provoking beneath the laughs. Landing on number 4, Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody is the isekai equivalent of comfort food. Nothing groundbreaking, but satisfying in a lazy Sunday kind of way. Ichiro Suzuki is an overworked programmer who falls asleep at his desk and wakes up in a fantasy world suspiciously resembling the games he was debugging. Within the first episode, he accidentally triggers a meteor spell that wipes out an entire army, catapulting him to max level with insane stats. So yeah, he's broken from minute 1. But here's what sets Death March apart. Satu doesn't care about being a hero. He's not interested in saving worlds or building kingdoms. This man just wants to eat good food, see beautiful sights, and live like he's on permanent vacation. The entire anime is basically an overpowered tourist casually exploring fantasy cities while collecting grateful companions. Is it slow? Absolutely. The pacing moves like molasses sometimes. But that's also the appeal. It's a power fantasy without the power trip ego. Satu solves problems because they're inconvenient, not because he craves glory. The food scenes alone are worth watching. This guy reviews fantasy cuisine like he's filming a travel blog. Critics call it boring, but fans call it relaxing. If you need isekai that doesn't demand emotional investment, Death March delivers exactly that vibe perfectly. But trust me, number 3? It'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Looking at number 3, The Devil is a Part-Timer takes the reverse isekai concept and absolutely runs with it. Satan, yes, the Satan, the demon lord himself, gets defeated by the hero Emilia and escapes through a portal, except that portal dumps him into modern-day Tokyo, without magic, without powers, without a single yen to his name. So what does the Lord of Darkness do? He gets a part-time job at MG Ronald's, which is definitely not McDonald's, legally speaking. This setup alone is hilarious, but the execution legendary. Watching Mau become genuinely passionate about customer service and climbing the corporate ladder is peak comedy. He treats burger flipping like military campaigns. He strategizes about shift scheduling. He unironically cares about employee performance reviews. Meanwhile, Amelia the hero works at a call center across town and absolutely cannot accept that her mortal enemy is now a model employee. Their dynamic is fantastic. She keeps showing up to glare at him while he offers value meals. The animation by White Fox is crisp, comedy timing is perfect, and action sequences when magic occasionally returns actually slap hard. Season 2 finally dropped years later, proving fan dedication pays off. This is the gold standard for comedy isekai. It proves you don't need transported teenagers. Sometimes you just need the devil himself working drive-through with genuine enthusiasm. Charging into number 2, Kuma Bear is aggressively adorable and completely unapologetic about it. Yuna is a 15-year-old stock trading genius who spends her life playing VR MMOs. When a game update grants her a special bear costume, she gets transported into the game world permanently. The catch? She can only access overpowered abilities while wearing the bear onesie. So yes, our protagonist conquers dungeons, defeats monsters, and builds an entire business empire while dressed like a giant teddy bear, with bear-shaped puppets on her hands that shoot elemental magic. The self-awareness here is everything. Yuna knows she looks ridiculous. She's embarrassed constantly, but the power is too good to ignore, so she accepts her fate as the legendary bear girl. The contrast between her deadpan personality and absolutely absurd visuals creates constant comedy. Beyond the laughs, Kuma Bear has genuine warmth. Yuna uses powers to help people, opening orphanages, creating jobs, introducing pizza to fantasy worlds. She becomes beloved because she's genuinely kind, not just strong. The animation is bright and colourful, perfect for cozy tones. Stakes stay low, vibes stay high. If you want isekai where the biggest conflict is deciding what business to open next, this is your show. It's pure comfort content wrapped in a bear costume. And honestly, sometimes exactly what we need. And finally, crowning our list at number 1, Restaurant to Another World, is the coziest anime experience you never knew you needed. Western Restaurant Nicoya is a normal Tokyo eatery, except every Saturday, its doors magically connect to a fantasy world. Dragons, elves, demons, knights, they all discover this portal and become absolutely obsessed with modern Japanese Western cuisine. That's it. That's the entire premise, and it's absolutely beautiful. Each episode introduces new fantasy customers experiencing foods like curry, katsu, parfaits, or omelette rice for the first time. Their reactions are genuinely heartwarming. Watching a proud dragon become emotionally devastated by beef stew is content I didn't know I needed. The genius lies in simplicity. There's no villain, no world-ending threat, no drama beyond occasional menu disagreements. It's pure food appreciation with fantasy seasoning. The animation makes every dish look absolutely divine, and character designs for fantasy patrons are creative and memorable. This show understands something profound. Food connects people across any boundary. Warriors who might fight to death in their world sit peacefully together, united by restaurant love. It's wholesome without being saccharine, relaxing without being boring. Restaurant to Another World proves isekai doesn't need action or comedy to succeed. Sometimes the most magical thing is a perfectly cooked meal shared with unlikely friends. If you want anime that feels like a warm hug, this is it. Pure comfort. And there you have it. 6 underrated gems for when you've rewatched KonoSuba too many times already. From overpowered bear girls to demon lords flipping burgers, these shows prove isekai still has surprises. Drop your favourite in the comments, smash that like button and subscribe for more recommendations. Until next time, keep watching and stay awesome.